So, multiple world championship wins on the Santa Cruz V10 Carbon. Do you think you could win a world champ on this bike?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I might actually try next year. What do you think?
I think I could probably win a world championship with lifting that bike.
Yeah,
33 pounds.
I definitely couldn't. I definitely couldn't win a world championship on that bike.
No?
You could?
No.
Why not?
The geometry was so awkward.
There is, it is a bit radically different than a lot of other downhill bikes.
Yeah.
And when you start looking at the numbers, you can really get caught up in it. But I was feeling it on the trail as well today.
Yeah.
Like, it's longer in the rear, it's shorter in
Yeah.
the front, it kind of gets you all cramped up over the handlebars. And then you have to start adjusting your riding style, I felt like. Where I was hanging off the back a little bit more,
Totally.
and trying to balance and lots of weight shifts. And I'm not a huge fan
Right.
of that.
But why does it win so much?
I think they're just way better than us.
Yeah.
But they,
Good call.
I think it has to be said, we were running the medium size frame,
Right.
which I know I'm a medium size, you're a
Probably
medium size,
yeah.
you're a large, but I was really cramped on a medium.
It's definitely cramped.
Go up to a large. I've ridden a large and it felt much better. That suspension is quite something else. At tracking
really
the
is.
ground, like there was certain section of trails I was able to track and keep a good line on because of that rear just swallowing everything out. I ran it in 10-inch. You ran it in 8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 8.5 too.
Yeah.
I prefer the 8.5. It's more poppy normally.
Really nice in 8.5.
Yeah. What did you ride it in, Rupert?
8.5.
Because you're a jumper. You drive
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't think I'd want to try it in the 10, to be honest. I don't think I'd enjoy it. From what you said to me earlier, it brings the bike higher, yeah? And
Yes.
just
Steepens
something that
it a
doesn't
bit.
appeal to me, yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing that might appeal or not to you is the price tag.
Right, that didn't really appeal to me that much, right? So let's talk about the price for a minute. 10,031, right, as tested.
I don't think my bank account goes up that high.
I've never seen mine that high. So who buys this bike?
Well, this is a very special model, isn't it? We did get it kitted out. With
Yeah,
absolute
and it's
top-
beautiful,
top line,
absolutely.
absolutely everything. Is there going to be many people that buy that? I'm sure there probably is plenty of people out there with way more money than us.
Yeah.
But do you think the performance is worth it?
No. For that price, you could buy 2 lower end demos and that bike would outplay this one.
Well, you don't need two.
I'm just saying. Back up.
Right, well, yes, it was a high-spec bike. They had carbon wheels, right? So what do we think about carbon wheels on a downhill bike?
Do you need them? Does everyone need them? I mean, are people going to go out and race on this bike? Yes, they should be. Does everybody need to go out and race? Maybe not. Do they need that carbon? Probably not.
It contributes to like the lightweight of the bike though too.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a theme with the bike, right?
Yeah.
Lightweight
Yeah.
is a definite theme on this bike.
33 pounds.
Come on,
Yeah.
we've all ridden all mountain bikes, shit, way lighter than that. I mean, way heavier than that.
It made a big difference as well. They
Yeah.
were able to move around. But
Definitely.
so you're paying even more money for less.
Right, let's just say you have an unfortunate accident and you wad it up. What happens? So 5-year warranty on the bike and lifetime crash replacement. So these are good things to think about when you're dropping that kind of dosh on a really, really expensive bike.
You can trust the Santa Cruz.
You
the
can't trust them.
construction
They're going to
and the
stand
production,
behind that
yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
You know, nice little features on that bike. Of course, angular contact bearings. That's sort of, we want to hear that all these suspension designs these days. That's going to be a stronger bearing. It's going to distribute the load better. But they also put grease fittings in there, right? So you can shoot some grease in there and then extend the life of that bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like these little details.
You talk about the damage of the frame as well. Did you ever see that video on pinkvote.com?
Excuse me?
No. On that other website. And,
Right.
And they took it to a concrete post.
Yeah, I saw
just
that,
a frame,
yeah.
and they were smashing the hell out of it. And
Oh, yeah.
It just wouldn't break.
Wouldn't break. Yeah.
You have a bit of trust in that,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
definitely.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I look at the little details a lot of times on these bikes, and like the fork bumpers, you know, on the frame, right? Well, you run your cables through there. So they opted for not doing internal cable routing on this bike. I gotta say, I'm not fully in love with internal cable routing on all bikes yet. You know, I haven't made that call. I do like it some I don't, as long as it's quiet. Well, they decided, right, we've talked to the race team, we don't want to do internal routing on this bike. They're going to be external, but then we're going to put it routed right through the fork bumper. And that's clever. It's just nice little tidy details that make the whole package more desirable.
one thing that has to be said, they had lots of rubber around all the chainstay.
Yeah.
as
I mean,
well,
it's a
so-
plastic, it's a carbon bike, right?
But
So
it made
like,
it nice and quiet.
Yeah, it was
and
really
protect
quiet.
it. You don't want your chain eating that your $10,000 bike,
No.
do you? So, and it was noticeably quieter. than-
yeah.
some of the other bikes we had on test day.
If I had bought this bike, right, and it's on the back of my tailgate, I would be putting my socks, my hat, anything I can on that frame when I'm doing, you know, when I'm transporting that bike. I don't want anything happening to that frame. But who knows what else I might be carrying with me to try and protect that frame, because
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't buy the bike. So.
Well, it seems we're torn. We like the construction, the production, and
yeah.
the performance of the rear end, but we're not entirely in love with it to spend $10,000. But there's probably going to be somebody out there. What would you say to someone that had 10 grand? Rupert, you tell them to go and buy, I don't know, 2 demos and a packet of sweets, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't say that, for instance. Like, I mean, it's a fantastic bike, right? I wouldn't say
I'll
don't
give it
buy
some credit. It's not awful. It's not awful. I had fun on it for sure, but I'm just saying I wouldn't buy it. There were some things I liked about it, but I wouldn't put the money down.
Right. Well, you can't look away from its pedigree and how it's doing on the World Cup circuit, right?
That's true.
These things sort of speak for themselves in this category, do they not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, should start putting the money together.
I think if I put in 1,000, it leaves you with 9,031.
Well, so you can buy one rim.
Right.
It's a $1,000 rim. Rupert?
Rupert's not in.
Honestly.
He's out.